I was actually scratching a ticket. Can I walk out back?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, that's just I communicate with that.
it's not just ghosts. It's not just cryptozoology or aliens. It's all of it.
And what are we doing today, Matt?
Almost like Chewbacca. It's like, you guys want to do a little beatbox live? What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to Banter with Richie B. What's happening? Oh, wait, I forgot. I have a co-host now. Shit. All right, let's bring up my co-host. Hi, Mike Trainor.
What's up, Richie?
Just kidding. You're not my co-host.
I knew what you were doing right off the go. Hey, sorry, Mike. He's in kill mode now.
Love you, Mike.
By the way, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Richie B Hour.
Well, there you go.
Or two, or three.
You know one of my guests now. Welcome to the Get Haunted Network. What's up, everybody? The Get Haunted family. You guys want to check out some cool podcasts? See some cool podcasters that go over some cool subjects like paranormal and cryptid and all kinds of crazy shit, man. Check out Get Haunted, all right? That's what you got to do. Go and join their page. Follow them right now. Hurry up. I'll wait. All right, time's up. Let's go. Showtime. Oh, Bobby Lee says, that was rude. Well, you know, if we had a producer in charge of things around here and keep me in line, then we'd be fine, wouldn't we? But I'm stuck with Mojo.
Oh, boom. Wow, this cannon's flying today already. I love it.
Nothing but love, everybody. Welcome to Banter with Richie B, man. Check it out, man. We've been talking. Big Andy's in the house.
Andrew.
What's up, Big
brother?
Andy? Oh, look at this guy. We know this guy. He better be hanging out on Discord. Where's the family at? Someone wake Bree up. Bree, time to wake up. There's your Banter alarm clock. Let's go. Oh, yeah. There's no controlling you once you go live. It's true. It's true. I'm all quiet over here. I'm like, yeah, let's do some research. Camera. I can't help it. I'm a child. I am a child, and that is okay. But listen, we're going to go over what we're going to talk about tonight and why I brought my good friend Mike Trainor on the show, because I'm very fortunate, right, that I have some really cool friends like Wojo, right? But I have friends that I can reach out to on certain subjects and pull them in and say, hey, man, I need your expertise on some of this area. Now, Mike is a humble fella, and he'll probably be like, well, I'm far from an expert, as Mike would say. It's probably his tone, too. Well, Rich, I'm far from an expert. You know what I mean? But I value his education, his knowledge, and what I want to talk about tonight, and we brought up a little bit during the live in the midweek, is animals that have been extinct and that have made returns, right? So what was the other one I said? Oh shit, I wrote it down. It's in our caption. Newly discovered, right? There's also newly discovered animals, right? What about the newly discovered? Well, I'm talking the ocean, I'm talking the land, and you're wondering, what the hell's this got to do with Bigfoot? Well, it's simple. If something could be this complex to where they can be extinct and then rediscovered, right? Take the Tasmanian devil, for instance, right? On the mainland, extinct over 400 years ago from the mainland of Australia. It now exists on the island, Tanzania. That's the only place you can find it. So how did it go extinct on the island in Australia, and then now it's just on the island, right? So think of that. So it's not like that's like, whoa, it's easy. There were two of them living on the island. They had a bunch of sex, and now there's a bunch of cousins running around. All right, I got that. But think of how complex the animal system and is, right? So my argument is, if that's the case, why are you giving me shit about a primate possibly living in North America, running around the woods making structures? How's
Yeah.
that? How's
Yeah,
that far? How's that
exactly.
far-fetched? How's that far-fetched, Wojo?
Tell us, Rich. Tell us.
Now, come on, man. I'm trying to bring these things together. We brought you the giants. We brought you the red-haired giants. We brought you Lovelock Cave. You see what we're trying to do here is draw this map of possibility, right? This map, that factual map. These are facts. So if all these facts are so crazy and out there, why is a primate in the woods of North America running around making structures so far out there? Why is it so far out there? Tell me why. Tell me how you can get an animal extinct from Australia, but he can live on the island right next door. All right, get
Well,
it.
not only structures, Rich, but you also have rock clack and you have wood knocks. I mean, or tree knocks. Or
Yeah, but I like to be a D about structures. Sorry, you're
I
right.
know, but the structures are there. You know.
Well, that's what we believe, and that's what we've been finding, and that's
Right.
just where we're going with it. And that's gonna be my war cry. So get used to it. If you don't like it, that's fine. Keep it to yourselves, and then bring up your points that you feel that are factual or you feel that are beneficial to the research. Again, research, the quest for facts,
Mhm.
not factual research. It's the quest for facts. That's all we're doing. We're going out on
Right.
a quest. I went on a quest and ended up bringing Wojo with me. Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, look at Sky coming in active tonight. What is up with you, Meng? Plus, these structures, as well as cave paintings and more, have been around for centuries too, which goes to show. Correct? Correct.
Right.
So listen up. If you're over on my Facebook, because I am broadcasting everywhere right now, I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 6 different destinations: X, YouTube, Get Haunted Network, and then my 2 Facebooks, and I don't know, maybe somewhere else.
TikTok.
Yeah, but if you're over on, oh, that reminds me what I forgot to ask Bobby Lee about. Bobby Lee, I want to get my QR code into a slide so I can bring it up on the screen while we're talking, and people can just take a picture of the screen, and then boom, they follow me everywhere. Huh? That's why I'm the big boss. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used it today to somebody.
Yep.
People like to know what's going on. Yeah, here you go.
Yep. So that anyways, you can kind of get the picture. Hi, Don Watson. How are you today? Make sure everybody likes and subscribes to my YouTube page, please. No, you're not late, dude. We're just getting going. I'm just doing some rambling. 8 minutes to listen to me banter about bullshit. You ain't missed nothing yet. But then again, we should tell them what we're doing here tonight. Go ahead, Wojo.
Well, today we're going to talk about extinct animals and how they were supposedly gone and now they came back. And we're here to do the research to find the facts of how these animals came back and that they were never gone. Kind of like what we discussed about Bigfoot. You know, everyone thinks that someone claimed that Bigfoot was extinct. No, Bigfoot was never extinct.
Yeah, I never heard of such thing. It was weird. Anyways, let's not do that. So the point is, what we're trying to do one more time before we get going with the show, before we bring Mike on stage, just a reminder, I want your minds tuned in. I want you starting to twist it, okay? We. Okay, get it going, man. Get it going. I need you. I need you guys on the side. We're all in this show together. We're all in this show together. You got something to present? You bring it, man. You bring it. Bring it to the show. You are part of the show. This is your show. I don't just say that shit. I mean that shit. Because the more investigators we got, which is you, more researchers we got, which is you, the more things we can find out together. Do you understand? So get your minds going. This show, what I'm trying to do now is go over the animals that were extinct and came back, the newly discovered animals, the oddities of the animal world, right? And then again, draw that line right over to Sasquatch. And tell me how that's so far-fetched that we're all full of shit because there ain't no body, because there ain't none of this, there ain't none of that. We haven't done this, we haven't done that, we haven't found this, we haven't found that. Tell me how it's so far-fetched if the animal kingdom can do what it does. Tell me that. That's all I want you to do is draw those two together in your head, okay? We're gonna say hi to Ron. Vextasy. Oh God, I'm in trouble. Producer just came in. Okay, everybody, hide. Shut off the lights. Bobby Lee's here. You see me? Well, before we get Bobby Lee yelling at us, let's get Mike Trainor up because I don't want Mike sitting down there too long. You know, he's a big guest. He's up back in the green room. He's had about 10 beers and about 5 burritos. So we want to make sure we get him on the show. Ronnie, thanks for coming, and you're right. Excellent points that are going to be made tonight. I love this audience. I love you guys. You guys are huge supporters of mine and Wojo's and the whole show, and I can't thank you enough for that. And look at the producer kicking ass. Listen, if you're new here, man, right there, I'm going to leave that up on the screen for a few minutes while we bring Mike in. And all you got to do, take your little phone and hold it up to my QR code, okay? And that'll bring you to all the places you can find me. I think that's a kick-ass plan. I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner, but I'm a little slow some days, right? What do you mean Richie B don't like us? Doesn't like us? Who do I like? Don't come in.
Hi, Jenny.
Yeah, hi, Jenny.
I like you, Jenny.
I like you, Jenny. What the hell are you drinking? Aren't you guys on an investigation? What are you, drunk?
Fireballs.
Russ Stiver, let's see if he sees us here. No, Russ Stiver ain't gonna. He shows up at my show once in a blue moon. It's okay. Russ has his hall pass, so to speak. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to come on my podcast. He doesn't have to watch it. I just like Russ a real lot. It doesn't matter what he does in that sense. Would I love him here? Yeah, I would love him here. And deep down inside, he's here with us. All right. Let's see. Where do you see Sis? What? I didn't see Bree. The more complex the species, the more difficulty. Okay, I got to get Mike in before you get going, Ron. Can you just slow down and have a slice of pizza? Like a Little Caesar's pizza. I almost went somewhere I shouldn't have. Hi, Sis. Points to Dawn. Where's Dawn? Oh, Dawn's up here. Oh,
Dawn Watson.
Oh, okay. My bad. So there it is, everybody. Like and subscribe to my YouTube page. If you're over on my Facebook, my personal Facebook, again, just hit this QR code right now, and you can just jump in and sign, like and subscribe to my YouTube. That way, I cannot see your comments here. Facebook does not allow a personal page to stream like that, in a sense, to where I can interact. You can see it, but that's it. I'd have to bring it up on my phone and then answer questions, and I'll do that during my lives during the week, but I will not do that during my show on Saturday night, so that ain't happening. So get over and like and subscribe, or jump over to my Banter Richie B Facebook page. I can see comments there as well. All right, so moving on. We are going to start a riot. What, Jenny Davis, what is she talking about, Wojo?
We're going to start a riot. Oh, boy.
Isn't she? Aren't you in Missouri with Rob and all them? Are you guys doing the joint? They're all hammered. Listen,
they're all hammered by a campfire.
I got 13 minutes in. I need to get Michael Trainor here. He took a lot of time out of his day, and now he's on his 12th beer and his 14th burrito. We got to get him in here now. Right now. There he is.
Hey.
There's my dude, man.
Wojo, what's up, man?
What's up, brother?
You guys can hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine, dude.
Excellent.
Yep.
Just gonna check.
Yep.
You know.
Stop yelling, Mike.
Am I yelling? With the headphones in, dude, you can't tell, right?
You're so quiet all the time.
I know.
Dude,
It's so
I
good
try
to
to be.
see.
Well,
It's
I mean,
so
you've seen me get loud, Rich, and it's not good.
I know. I don't remember that, sir.
Wojo's there.
Wojo's first trip out with us, we're going back and forth like angry researchers. Yeah, what about this fucking plan? What about that? We should never look for Bigfoot at 7 a.m. again.
That was funny.
That was good.
That
was a great trip.
I love it.
Love the shirt, by the way.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. I know Swatch. It's a good. It's an Etsy shop, but
let me take this
stuff in
down. Look at whoop. Oh, I love it. Yeah, baby. Check it out. Let's say hi to the producer lady. Hi, producer lady.
Hey, Bobby Lee.
Oh, hey, what's up, Mike? Long time no see. Really glad.
I know. Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, what you put that right up, no problem. Was that a good idea I had?
Yeah. I just added it to the promo slide, so now you can put it up whenever you'd like.
I clap for me. I clap for me. Oh, you guys still here? I thought you left. So all right. So we're gonna get this show on the road, okay? I noticed Russ Stiver says he's here. Everybody.
Hey, Russ.
You didn't have to leave, Bobby Lee, but that's okay. And Ronnie is Facebook is junk. I'm in the middle of another 30 days on Facebook.
Yeah. Typical
And
Ron.
that's why I put up, hey, our preferred method of you watching is YouTube. So bring it on, move over
like
to
and
YouTube,
subscribe.
Vexicity, you're doing it right.
Yep, like and subscribe, everybody. Get over to that YouTube page. We're coming after them, and we've been climbing, man. I've had like 30 subscribers. That's pretty quick for me. So I don't go out pushing it as much, but I have recently. Let's put it that way. We were on your personal Facebook page and saying hi with you. Oh, that's what you would say. Yeah, I can't see anybody over on my personal Facebook page. That's why she said I didn't like them. No, it's not that I don't like you. Cuckaburger won't let me have a communication with you. Okay, he will not let me do that. You can watch, but Cucka says no, Cucka.
That didn't sound right. You can watch what, but you can't touch. Like that's
yeah.
Yeah, you can watch.
Where are we?
Yeah.
Are we at a strip club?
Yeah, you can't. You can.
You open up a can of worms there, ma'am.
Speaking of extinct,
Is this how?
Oh, there's a little clip for you. Yeah, she's in Missouri with the Get Haunted crew. So everybody's here. Did I miss anything? Ron wants to tell us again that he's in the Facebook jail. That's twice you told us that. And
No bread for him.
Too many slices of pizza. Yes. All right, I'm down. Okay, so cool. Let's go. Bobby Lee, you staying or going? What's up?
I'm gonna head out, but I'll be listening in if you need me to pop back in anytime.
All right, we love you. Be safe. Thank you. Hold down the left coast. We'll talk to you soon.
Whoop whoop or whoop.
Peace.
I saw what she did there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that. So, Mike, you know the topic, man. Let's get on with the show. Let's get on with the topic. It's always fun here. That's what we love. This is all about happiness, man, being peaceful, right? I'm having chili, really? With the MF?
He's in jail.
No wonder why, dude.
I wonder why. Give Mike 14 beers and a couple of burritos and boom, you know what I mean? No, seriously, kick ass. Really good to have you, Mike. Good to see your face, my brother. I miss you definitely.
It's been a minute, but yeah, looking forward to the future, Rich, for sure.
Oh, we got a lot of fun stuff going on. This summer's going to get crazy, my man.
Let's do
This
it.
summer is going to get crazy. What's this? Arthur Mills is here. I hope there are no beans in that chili. Don't you worry, Arthur. Stay tuned. Go over to www.candleface.com and check out Arthur's work, by the way. He's an author, and he's got some great stuff, man. And I'm going to be hopefully be having Arthur on my show soon. Right, Arthur? So, yeah, I'd love to talk to you about that stuff. He's got some pretty kick-ass stuff to talk about. So anybody who has anything for your shows or anything, please put it up in the comments. I'll put it on the screen. We promote everybody here. We're not shy. We're not worried about you being better than us or winning or any of that bullshit. It's just humans trying to get by together. That's how we do it. So every show should do it that way. But anyways, that's just my opinion, I guess. So this show tonight, man, I thought, Mike, and you being a Bigfoot guy and a researcher and somebody who's been on the great wide sea, right? Open sea, biologist, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So,
right.
So think about it, right? So bring you into the picture. My discussion is about extinct animals, animals that were extinct and came back from extinction or reappeared, I guess we could say, right? Reappeared. I thought that the Tasmanian devil was a cool one as far as being extinct from Australia 400 years ago, but it's still on the island right next door. Now I get it. They don't swim across the ocean. I mean, who would? And if they tried, they probably all have died. There's many things out there that'll eat them. But so I get that part of it, but I just thought that was a cool type of thing that happened. So they're gone over there for 400 years. There's less humans over here probably to, kill them and all that. So I get all that. I just think it's a neat kind of thing that happened in the animal kingdom. To say, oh, wow, they live on this island now, and they were over there, but 400 years ago, they left, basically, so to speak, right? They moved out, right?
Right.
It's kind of cool. Now, you were in what was your title like in the ocean and stuff like that, biology, but what would it be?
So my degree is in marine biology, but I worked in fisheries for about 10 years. So a lot of commercial, sampling, which is being at sea to study the catch and see what they're catching and things like that.
Yeah, right. So do you all right, so that's interesting because Yes, I know Tasmanian tiger. Those are two different things. But the one I just researched before the show was the Tasmanian devil, and that was the little tidbit I found out about it that was very interesting. So, but thank you for your input, producer. Tasmania is a pretty large isle too. Why? Thank you, Sky. Jeez, what's he playing? Like, what's he playing? Some kind of like game or something? Is it
I don't know what he's doing.
is that a
He's very
crossword?
active today.
Is it a crossword puzzle? Is he doing over there? Well, thank you for your input, Jim. You've won the crossword world championship. Back to you, Susan. Sorry. So when you're now, do you have anything in the ocean like say that, like we're talking about, right? Is this that I know there's been newly discovered things in the ocean, right?
Yeah, probably every year that there's tens of thousands of species discovered. I think every year,
Wow.
across the world. It's crazy, and like a lot of those are bugs, insects, probably like bacteria, things like that. But a lot of lizards, amphibians,
No shit.
tiny little anoles that live up in the trees, and no one ever gets up there to see them. But I mean, I think the most relevant example would be the coelacanth, which was a fish that was first discovered, like in 1938 or whatever. And I don't know if you wanted me to get into this, but
Oh yeah.
we had known about them in the fossil record and thought they were gone, right? Because obviously it's the most famous example of this, and has to do with the ocean or whatever. But
Mike, how do you say that fish again?
coelacanth.
Wow, I was way off.
Well,
Coelacanth,
the spelling doesn't help at all.
No, it doesn't.
It's,
No, but you got to remember, you're talking to a guy who thinks twists are called twisties. You know what I mean? So it's a whole.
Hey, man.
True.
It's a Wojo thing. You wouldn't understand. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? You know what?
That's how this mind works.
We all need our own little flair, but I mean, it's a magnificent fish, and the thing is not small either. And fishermen had probably been seeing them forever too, until a scientist happens to be in the area, and then it's discovered or whatever. You know what I mean? Which is kind of similar to what we're talking about.
Were those
here.
the ones with like the arm fins?
Yeah, they're like called lobed fins, so they're kind of similar to like a limb or whatever.
Yeah. So wasn't there a theory at one point about this fish that we kind of came from the ocean?
And that's kind of it's kind of up for debate, I think, just because there's no evidence of it. It's a deep sea fish, so it's not like it's one that ventures out onto land often. Like you see like a mud skipper or whatever, which is a fish, but that hops around on land all the time on its little front feet. Or things like that. But its closest relative is the lungfish, which is basically can live on land for hours up to days or even longer.
Wow.
That's crazy, man. So the fish could come out of water and live on land?
Yeah, it's a lungfish. It's kind of like an eel. It's closer to an eel kind of, but they're kind of messed up, and they do it so they can travel from lakes to lakes in the droughts and things like that.
Wow.
So Mike, is it the snakefish that also walks?
Snakefish are similar, yeah.
And they're the species that like really are bad.
They sure are, yeah.
Yeah, they come up from the south, I think, and then they're actually heading our way,
Probably, as everything gets warmer, you're seeing like just like the lionfish we can now see in our waters because it's warm enough or whatever. They're and supposedly a beautiful fish, although unfortunately the ones that are like in the museums look like, literal death. You know what I mean? But
yeah, they're scary looking.
Yeah. But
they look more blue in the water and black when they're dead, right?
Yeah. But the first one that was caught in 38 was like 5 feet long and over 100 pounds. So it's not like this thing is some sort of little minnow that's skirting out of, away from everybody. That's
crazy, dude. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I wanted you to come on, because right there you're spitting facts right away about a lot of things, and it's it just blew my mind right away when you said like thousands, 10,000 discovered. Ronnie's saying something about 20,000 yearly, just under 20,000 yearly, and 10,000 go extinct. And this is my point. I want to continuously bring up Sasquatch and Bigfoot, not just because it's our passion, but what?
Wow.
Holy shit. And there it is. And that's modern day, right? Obviously, look at the gentleman, right?
Yeah, and we've actually just come to discover there are two distinct species of these things that probably diverged billions of years ago, right? And they live in different oceans or whatever. So they've been there in numbers the whole time, but we're just
couldn't see them.
We couldn't see them, and they're not even intelligent,
Right. Now, are they deep divers?
Yeah. They just kind of skirt around. I think along like rocky coast and stuff, but hundreds of feet deep, I believe.
Wow, crazy. Now look at the look at
Don't
the
let me
creepy-
take Wojo's thunder because I know he did his research too. This is not all stuff that I have on.
No.
No.
You might have.
No,
He might
he
have a
could
lot of stuff
definitely.
there.
Yeah, Wojo can definitely share some thunder. Don't you worry, buddy.
But
He's packing thunder. Don't worry about that.
I know.
You can be my lightning.
I just need a little spark, man.
Yeah.
Bobby Lee, thank you for those pictures. I think though that's very beneficial. You can all put something into it, right? Real quick, one thing I want to do because I saw Sotan come in. Wojo, did you have something on him that you wanted to share?
Yeah. So one of our audience members was a Navy vet, and he wrote a book. It's called "Breaking the Enemy Line" by Jason Albers. It's the rise and relief of Perry's Lake Erie Squadron. You can find his book on Amazon. It's about how Captain Perry the British tried to sneak their way through the Great Lakes and attack us, and obviously Captain Perry on the U.S.'s Constitution. Sorry, I was just reading what he just wrote. That the Constitution defeated the British, and that I think the anchor, if I'm correctly, was made here in Hanover, Massachusetts.
Pretty cool.
Hanover had a shipyard at one point, and they built that.
Well, that's awesome. So this is the link right here, everybody. He's a friend of ours, and we wanted to give him a shout out and congratulate him on his book. And just go check it out, man. And thank you for your service. Obviously, everybody knows how I feel about veterans. I'm one myself, and Bobby Lee is one, and we know what it takes, and we appreciate you. So definitely get out there and help a veteran out and go buy his book. And definitely, I'm sure there'll be more to come. So thank you, and thank you for hanging out on the show, brother. So all right, so all right, back to the fish thing, because I saw his name come up, and I know you know how I get, right? Next we know it's 10 o'clock. We're still on the air, and I haven't mentioned anything. So Lisa.
So how about this? I'll just do like Mike, brought up about the colon catfish. Is that how you pronounce it?
Coelacanth, yeah.
The coelacanth. All right.
Well,
so it's a fish. All right, I'm going to just quickly read what I just found, but you pretty much kind of covered it. But the fish was known from fossil records since the 19th century. These ancient fish were thought to have become extinct at the end of the Cretaceous period, some 66 million years ago. Oh, that's a long time. A live specimen was brought up from the depths by a local fisherman off the coast of South Africa in 1938. The fisherman had no idea of his great significance of his catch, but luckily a museum employee, Marjorie Courtenay Latimer, happened to examine the fish and knew she was looking at something special. This is now considered to be the most important zoological findings of the 20th century. To find something that's 66 million years ago, that's just beyond fascinating.
Yeah, we have the fossils are like could be 300 million years old that we have.
Jesus.
But we just thought that what wiped out the dinosaurs also wiped those out, but they survived it somehow, along with like horseshoe crabs and weird stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a fascinating creature. So once again, if you're over on my Facebook page, I cannot see your comments. Do not get upset. Please come on over to my Facebook on Banter RichieB or YouTube. We have an interesting conversation going, and I want you to partake in the comments. So I think it's very interesting. So now you're talking about a prehistoric animal.
Mm-hmm.
Or fish or whatever you want to call it, right?
Most definitely, for sure.
Yeah. So a prehistoric mammal that we basically didn't know about forever, right? Had no idea, and then it was discovered, rediscovered, or discovered and lost and rediscovered, or just always knew it was there and just couldn't find it.
The coelacanth, you mean?
Yes, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had fossils of them, and then just we never actually had a specimen that we thought still existed anywhere in the world, whether saltwater or freshwater, and then one showed up live.
And that's even more fascinating.
Right. So, if we're going to draw parallels to the Sasquatch thing, then if they are something that we already know about, then we have fossils of it, but we don't think they're still alive and turn up.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. So, and then that was, what reminds me of that is, do you remember the picture? I think I have it somewhere still of the fossilized footprint of the giants. Do you remember that in Lovelock Cave? Mm-hmm. It was a big footprint, and it was basically fossilized. So it's stuck in there. So you're almost like, I don't have like a fossilized of the whole body of the mammoth and all that stuff, but I have that. And it's said to be, 2580 BC or something like that. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Right. So ancient America, right? So you tie that in, and that's a fossil in a sense. That's what they mm-hmm. call it. That's what they deem it as. So
it was in a rock.
Again, here we go, right? We're getting closer, right? Because now we're on the giants, because we got this big old footprint, right? So no, I think that's really cool like that. So do we know now, going back to land, because I think that says a lot, but it is the ocean, right? And the ocean is undiscovered. It's not the land. So, and we can draw a comparison to creatures, but we can't really draw comparisons to geographics, right? So as we approach the land now, fellas, we're land ho, right? Mm-hmm. I started looking up some certain things. Animals that extinct species that have returned to life is it's on Eco Watch, right? And I started reading about them, right? Animals that went away and came back, right? Oh, we thought were extinct, right? So we no longer thought they existed, and then they were found again, right? Now that's mind blowing in itself. Like, I started looking at it, and it's funny because some of them are, a lot of like smaller, but it was like, I'm over here thinking, like you said something interesting, Mike. What was up in the trees? An animal that was up in the trees because no one got up
that was just like an example of what could be, but like in a knoll, which is like a small little lizard kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, right.
Are. And frankly, some of these species are very, very similar to ones we already know about, minor, like with the exception of very minor differences.
Right.
So they're not drastically like an entire new, like, and on occasion we do find like a new ape or something, which is huge. But for instance, there are two flounder, like, a flatfish, and their only difference is the amount of like gills in its gill rakers or whatever. Right. And that's one thing I experienced out there. And basically, if you look at them, they're the same, but they're genetically distinct species. And the only way to know is by like going into the mouth. So as a disclaimer, like many of those tens of thousands aren't like this entire new, unseen or unheard of thing.
Oh, gotcha.
But still there are, very bright frog type things that we've never seen before, like, that are in the depths of the rainforest and things like that, because there's life up in the canopy that is very hard to study, similar to the oceans.
Yeah. And there's something as a layman, I wouldn't ever think of that. I'd be like, the canopy, what are you talking? You know what I mean? You tend to look at what's in front of you, right? Right. Or what you can, if you're looking up or far at something, that's what you do, right? But you don't really think of the canopy, you know what I mean? And all the different extinct animals, or the animals that we don't even, undiscovered animals that are up there, or whatever the case might be. And that's another, and it's funny because if you take down what we're talking about, we're breaking down these sections, right? We're in the ocean, we're on the canopy, right? We're on an island, right? All these different things that are happening, right? And you start drawing comparisons that all these things are possible, because what we're discussing are facts, right? This is a factual conversation. This is stuff that's actually, real. We know it, blah, 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 documented, so on and so forth, right? So if you start looking at this stuff and you see it documented, right? And then you start looking over at, like, say, Sasquatch, right? And yeah, I get it. There's, we don't have the full fossils. We don't have the dead body. You know what I mean? We don't have all those things, but all these things are possible, and that we need to continue to be open-minded in order to discover them. We don't go into these things closed-minded. We find this, huge 100-pound fish that's prehistoric and go, throw it back. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's probably what the deckhands on the boats have been doing forever. You know what I mean? Because it's not money, and they can get in trouble for having the wrong fish on board a lot of the time. So, and it's just stories that either get to the right ears or they don't.
Yeah. No, I think it's all kind of brilliant the way it is. And I started thinking about this, and when I start going on something, my mind doesn't stop until I get to this Saturday night show and have to talk about it. Basically, it's kind of like my period now, but it's like, you know, I thinking about it, I'm going, man, you know, if that's possible, why isn't this possible? If, you know, if you can do that, why can't we do this? You know what I mean? So, and that's why what brings us to where we are today. Sotan says, we know a lot of land has been flooded over in the past and relatively recently that could have been homes to giant and other unknown species in the past. And I think that's a great point, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, the earth has changed, and you know, you got the land bridge and all this stuff, conversations that go into this stuff, and you look at all these different things, and yeah, what about the flooded lands that have receded or lands that have been flooded and changed? There's towns that are underwater still. You know what I mean? There's you know, out in the Midwest or whatever it was, there's one that's still underwater. You know, and think about this. You know, when you add water to that situation and take away the oxygen and give it a different base, right? Who knows what that could create? Microbials and stuff like that. That's the call. I work with microbials. I'm a bit of a microbial nerd. So when that stuff starts coming up, things can change. You might have a different creature you don't know about under there, right? That's possible, ain't it?
Yeah, man. I love the idea of like these glaciers melting and these pockets of gas that's been trapped for millennia and it has some sort of ancient, you know, microbes or some sort of gases in there, right?
That's crazy.
So, you know, and who else knows what will be unearthed by, you know, what basically, you know, for one lack of a better word, is climate change. Things are changing and, right, you know, shifting, and who knows what's going to be unearthed. And fossilization is a rare event anyway. So that, you know, to think that we know 1% of everything is kind of naive, I think.
Yeah. I think it's, yeah, well said, man. Well said. And it's a great point about the gases and things too being added to that element that I brought up. And then you add the glaciers and the gases and all that stuff. And who knows what it can create. So, you know, the point is, you know, when someone says to me, you know, it's amazing what Mother Nature can do to the, you know, the magic whirlywinds can do to trees and stuff. And I sit here and have this conversation. It's amazing what Mother Nature can do, period. So it can do anything. You know what I mean? So it's not like everything's out of the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? Let's see. And then I'm going to get to, I have this little thing I want to go over with you guys after this. The Quabbin Reservoir has a town that you can still see. Ooh. Yeah, see, I forgot about that.
Squatches.
Yeah, there's 4 towns that were flooded.
Yeah, that's right.
A long time ago. And I think it's a little over 300 feet deep, almost to 400 feet deep, where those towns are in the Quabbin Reservoir.
It's that deep?
Mhm.
That's crazy, man. What? I don't even. So we flooded them over to make a reservoir so we could drink out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
What in the fuck did I just say?
Mike's like, yeah, like moonshine. Yeah.
Right, what, I mean, what are you? Humans are so difficult.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
And this is like my point with SAS. No wonder they hate us, you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy to see why they stay away from us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, think about it, right?
There's no need, yeah.
Like a Native Americans the same way, right?
Right.
They're like, oh, these fucking people.
Yeah,
like that, seriously, right?
Absolutely.
It makes sense. And they're not necessarily even staying away from you. You're just at this point denying the fact. You know what I mean? And you're
That's
just
true, dude.
pushing it out of your head because it's all around you. You just don't know what to look for. You don't care, or you just boo-hoo it out of your head. Like I said the other day, I was doing a live out in the woods with Wojo, and I was looking at structures, you know, and you get the question. It's okay to have the questions as long as we're respectfully having conversation. I do not care what you believe, you know, or whether you believe me or not. I do care what you believe because I do care about your opinions and hypotheses and thoughts, and that all matters to research, the quest for facts. It all matters. But, you know, I said, look around me. I have 1 million trees probably in all this acreage, 94 acres, right? I stopped 6 times to talk about a structure. 6 times out of 1 million trees. All right, maybe I'm exaggerating. 999,000. Is that fair? I'll tell you what, 80,000 trees. All right, that's fair, right? 80,000, that's as low as I'm going to go. 80,000 trees, and I stopped 6 times to discuss it. And I'm crazy. You know what I mean? It's like,
and you probably missed a bunch of it too, Rich. You know, like we talked about, I feel like they think more of us know about them than actually do. But, you know, most of us are just really ignorant to the whole thing. It's crazy.
Well, just treat it like everybody knows about you, and you'll hide better, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the way you look at it, right? That's probably the way they're brought up and taught. And I think it's a great tie-in to this crazy that when all of a sudden, and I'm gonna pull this up right here right now because I got to share screen, so bear with me. Because I think it's a good kind of segue into what I want to talk about, because that's nuts right? That we can walk by 80,000 trees and then ridicule because someone talked about 6 of them. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy, right? But we just talked about glaciers and gases and, you know, and prehistoric fish, you know, refound and all that stuff. Bull, but I'm crazy, you know? So it's just like, just stop. Slow down, man. Open your brain. Open your mind. Be free. Don't be so locked into what they want you to know. Just stop. You can think for yourselves. Trust me, it's pretty cool. I do it all the time when I pee. Oh, sorry, was that loud? Hang on. So I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go there. Oh, and there's the shared screen. And I can see it right here. Look at this. Can I scroll over here? Oh, it moves. So your screen is small, but my screen I can read for you, okay? I don't know if it's small. You can actually enlarge it, but these are some of the things I looked up, right? It says meet 5 extinct species that have returned to life, right? Look at this little dude.
It's cute.
Right? Yeah, thank you. As many as 1 million species of animals and plant could face extinction, right? Okay, we know all that. This dramatic decline in health of global, yeah, okay. Since the 16th century, hundreds of species of vertebrates have disappeared. Hundreds of species. Can you imagine that? And here it talks about all the different ones. Look at the amphibians, and you brought up the like the amphibious type creatures, right? Those ones are crazy, right? Quarter of all species are threatened with extinction, right? Now look at that. Said there have been many notable conservation successes. There have also been several discoveries of animals that were believed to have become extinct. Here are 5 examples of what are often referred to as the Lazarus species breeds that have seemingly come back from the dead. What? Zombies? Sorry, I always wanted to yell that. I don't know why. One is the elephant shrew. That little dude, the cute one Mike pointed out. The last time anyone recorded a sighting of the Somali elephant shrew was almost 50 years ago, after which it was assumed to have become extinct. Then in August of 2020, folks, a team of researchers and academics reported that, again, the scientists on site, right? These tiny, odd-looking creatures were alive and well. 50 years. I know they're small. I get it. But they were seen perfectly fine before then. Also known as the Somali Sengai, these mouse-sized animals with its distinctive elongated nose is thriving across the Horn of Africa. Look at that, dude. There he is. 50 years, dude. Nothing. 50. Terra skink. Whoa. That's, I don't even know what that is. The French botanist Benjamin Balança noted the discovery of a lizard while visiting the French Pacific territory. That's in 1872, folks. 20 inches in length. It probably wasn't too hard to spot. Yet, the Terra skink, the Terra part of the name, refers to its mouthful of what is that word? Rapacious teeth, like a raptor, I guess that means. Was never seen again. Now, not until 2003, that is, having been rediscovered by scientists. More research is now underway to learn about them. Look at that.
Dude, and like 20 inches isn't a small little skink either.
That's not small.
No,
Right.
it's not small.
You're right. That's iguana, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. That's an iguana, basically size, a good size iguana. That's not a little iguana. That's a 20-inch iguana. Think about it, right? That's no joke. So that thing was gone until 2003, right? Oh, Sam's Pretty Paranormal's late. Sorry, Sam. We have a new rule. Anything past 6:15, we can't let you in. Of course we can let you in. Don't be sorry ever.
Hi, Sam.
We all have lives, man. I got like 83 kids. Relax. I get it, man. I get it. I got to run out of here and go to baseball tonight. You know what I mean? The only good thing is I'll be able to put my top down and make boom boom noises. Woohoo! I might not stop. But anyways, back to what I was doing. It's just 5 of them. Relax. I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of text and stuff. The Cuban Solanodon. I wanted to say that kind of cool. There are few venomous mammals in the world. The Cuban, it's going to make me keep saying it. That thing is one such example, but it was a missing example for some time. Although never technically extinct, its numbers are so low and sightings are so rare that it has often been thought to be. The Cuban, that thing, forebears were around at the same time as dinosaurs. It is a living fossil.
And it looks like a possum, apparently. I didn't know what it was.
I know. I'm trying to think. Do I need a picture of this thing?
Yeah,
that hasn't changed much in millions of years, according to the publication Scientific American. Its bite can kill, yet it lacks the strength and dexterity to defend itself or flee from danger.
Dude, when you see this, sorry.
No,
when you see this thing, you're going to wonder how it survived so long.
It's venomous.
Right.
Bobby Lee, are you still here? Can you look up the Cuban Solen Solenodon? It sounds like a dinosaur, don't it?
Solenodon.
It totally does.
Solenodon. Oh, what was those guys back in the day with Godzilla and stuff? They all had different names.
Flea stacks.
Yeah, flea stacks and Solenodon. You know what I mean? Oh, what's this? Oh, D-Hoot. Actually, I was here listening in. D-Hoot, that does not prove anything. Sorry, ma'am. I think that one's interesting. I'd like to look that up. It's like a possum.
Yeah, it looks like a possum. I just looked it up.
Like a venomous possum.
Yeah.
It's funny. They showed a video and I saw it, and people are just surrounding the thing. I'm like, get away from it. The thing's poisonous. They're all like, yeah, check out this possum-like thing. And
oh, look at that. That's it.
Pretty close to possum, I would say.
How is it venomous? That's so weird.
Right. Isn't the platypus venomous too, though? Like,
it could be, I guess.
Nature, you scary.
Yeah, damn, nature, you scary. I said, damn, nature. That was great. Yeah, I think that's quite. Look at that. That's amazing. That little thing right there is venomous.
Oh,
look at it.
Little face.
Wow. Oh, he looks pissed off. And you know what's funny is they always say venomous are the pointed ones, the arrow kind of shape, right? Look at his nose, right? Look at his head, right? Right? Isn't that kind of weird if you think about it? Right? Like a reptile, right? Or loud colors or whatever, But look at that. He looks like a grumpy old man.
He sure does, man.
Yeah, he does. He looks like something from Lord of the Rings. Except it would stand up and be like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I can see it. Yeah, I like it.
Wow, man. Thank you for that, Bobby Lee. That's awesome. Good stuff tonight out of Bobby Lee.
Thank you.
Bobby Lee, good to have you back, Bobby Lee. All right, I'm done. All right, thank you for that. We're going to move on to the next one. Number 4 is the Bermuda Petrel. Well, that's right, Jim. Where'd my share go? Oh, add to stage, stupid. Oh, I could have left that up and just left it down that whole time, and I didn't have to go back in and reshare. Jeepus, Richie. Oh, my God. Oh, we do need one of those. What do we need one of? Richie's? No, we need another Richie. There's never enough Richies in the world. A V-neck? Sam, if you can get Richie to make a neck ladies t-shirt, I'll buy each of us one. Oh, the V-neck ones? I'm sure there's some in the merch store, but, who looks at that? Wait, are you showing off now and putting it up before I get to it? All right. I've had enough here.
I think people would rather see the pictures than the words. You can read the description and I'll just.
Well, no, I agree with you 100%. Listen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Bermuda Petrel, the Cahal of Bermuda, blah, 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 was last seen on Non-Such Island, Non-Such, and so forth, right next to Whatnot. Sorry, my brain is so silly. In 1620, but here in 2020, you can watch webcam footage of them. A small number of the birds were spotted nested in east of Bermuda in the 50s. And the population has since been resurrected. What? It's a burrowing bird, and much of its natural habitat has been destroyed by sea erosion and hurricane damage. That's amazing, too. Now, here we go. Last one. The Australian night parrot. This one looks like a prostitute.
Sounds like a prostitute.
Like, what is
night parrot?
Oh, hey, girl. What is it?
Roxanne.
It's like a chicken head, but different. Oh, look at he's a little, he's a parakeet. That's a parrot. Wait, let me see what size. It doesn't say the size because size matters. Another elusive bird, the Australian night parrot, was thought to be extinct after the last recorded sighting in 1912. Then in 1990, one was found in the state of Queensland. Sadly, it was dead. What the fuck? Bring us to the brink of happiness and then shit on our emotions. Like, what is that? Oh, it would be another 23 years before a living example was spotted by a researcher. The precise location of that sighting was kept secret to protect the birds, whose populations are now closely monitored. Now, all right, so there you go. Listen, man.
That bird looks like it was in what's that movie? Dumb and Dumber. Pretty bird, pretty bird.
Yeah, well, that's a night parrot. They look a little different when it's a night parrot. You walk in them streets at night, girl. You know what I mean? So, no, I think it's let me do this. Stop screen. There we go. Now it can go away. So anyways, you get what I'm getting at, right? I mean, think of these things. What bunch of great, interesting topics. For one, I didn't know there was something out there that looked like a possum that happened to be venomous and prehistoric walking around, right? Did you guys know that? Did everybody know about that? Prehistoric possum with fangs that has venom in them? Anybody? Nope. Okay, just checking. So today I say the possum. Ron, shut up. So the possum. Just kidding, Ron. I love you. Ron goes, yes, of course, Ron. Ron, you need to get out more, bro. You need to get outside, enjoy the sun. All right, maybe walk the Little Caesars this time. But a lot of people didn't know that, Ron. I know you're a smart fella, so that makes sense. But my point is, as you know, my point, these are all possibilities, man. These are all things a lot of people didn't know about. These are all possibilities. Why can't we have a Sasquatch, right? So don't just close your mind to it. Don't just say, oh, you guys are all nuts. That's not possible, because it is possible. We at least have proven the possibility tonight just through conversation and research, right? Ron says he was out today. Who took you for a walk, Ron? I need evidence.
Awesome.
A yellow bird with a yellow bill sat up upon my windowsill. Is there more to that, Arthur? Are we starting? What's going on there? What's going on? Is Arthur tripping balls? Someone check out Arthur. I think he's peeking. That means the parrots weren't extinct after all, only elusive, as you need both a male and a female to reproduce. Thank you, Sky. Sky is on point, man. He's just coming out tonight, just like, hey, I'm here, slapping shit. You know what I'm saying? So, Mike, is there do you have any other examples of this type of behavior through Mother Nature on land that you know of? Is it like you mentioned apes and stuff earlier, right? Do you know any apes that were like? I mean, look what Jane Goodall did, right? Weren't the mountain gorillas weren't supposedly a thing?
Right. Yeah, and that was that also just the 30s where we discovered at least one of the gorilla species, but it might be the Billy ape that was discovered like within the last decade or two. I don't remember, but like a basically very similar to a chimpanzee, but almost more upright and a little more robust, kind of more human looking. But I don't know the specifics on that one. But otherwise, not necessarily any major species like that.
Yeah,
that I'm aware of, but I'm sure they exist.
Yeah, no, we didn't. I'm sorry, I'm getting picked on here. No, we didn't sing that cadence. And most cadences, it depends on who your drill sergeant is. And we sang things like, my boots are too heavy, my pants are too tight, it's swinging to the left, to the right, stuff like that.
It's a lot of swinging.
Depends how Italian you are, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I didn't want to get picked on. So did you call it you said a Billy ape?
That might, yeah. I mean, you might want to.
Hi, Henry. No, I'm interested in this because, like you said, even in the 30s, the mountain gorilla was recently discovered at that point. Now, what did Jane Goodall have to do? I mean, I know she researched them, right? But did she have anything to do with the discovery of them?
I'm not entirely sure. I feel like I should be, but I can't imagine the discovery necessarily, but more so she might have just documented the behavior amongst them, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah. No, right. I know she did that. But I was curious. I don't know that. Is anybody? Ron, give me the answer, Ron. As far as like Jane Goodall goes, listen, we're talking in the 30s. The mountain gorilla, jungle, was it jungle? No, it's mountain gorilla, right? That was what they called it. That was deemed discovered, basically, in the 30s, right? And now,
or the lowland gorilla. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, I remember all the different. Anyways, there was a gorilla discovered in the 30s. Okay, discovered approximately that time. Our life, basically, not my life. I'm not that old, but you know what I mean. My mom and grandparents' lives. They breaking news. You know what I mean? Like coming over. A gorilla has been discovered in the woods in the jungle of right. I mean, that's not that long ago, people. And now, Mike, you brought up may not be exact on what type of ape it is, but there's an ape that was brought up and discovered in the last couple of decades.
Yeah, it's the Bondo ape or Billy ape. I just kind of looked it up again, and yeah, it's like this more robust chimpanzee thing. And I guess there's an argument about whether it's actually a chimpanzee or some sort of hybrid or something, but it's relatively new to at least to the West, to us Westerners, or whatever. You know what I mean? But
that's mind blowing, bro. Like, think about
they're frightening looking too, and it suggested they walk more upright than typical chimps. I think so.
Interesting. It doesn't end well for Yellowbird. I do remember that cadence now that you put it that way. Thank you for reminding me. I'm very old. It was a long time ago. So which ape are you looking at right now? What's the name of that? Bobby Lee, see if you can find this picture.
They're called by Billy ape or Bondo apes, I think. But
a Bondo ape or a Billy ape?
Yeah, and I don't know how much of it's verified because I'm reading it's a sensationalized report, but it was in like the early 2000s at this point.
I'd like to at least check it out and get an idea. Wasn't there a red-headed woodpecker that was thought extinct and one was seen in Arkansas? I think it could be misinformation, though. I don't know if misinformation is strictly for politics, man. We don't have that on our show.
There's a lot of misinformation on the show.
But red-headed woodpeckers? Yeah, we can go there. No, it's like I think Mike used a good word, sensationalized, right? I think some things can be sensationalized. I think that's a great word for this topic, right? I'm interested. What's this? Oh, here we go. I think it's the ivory-billed woodpecker, but I have to check. Please check on that and get back to me. Thank you. Can you see where it was spotted, please? Oh, okay. We got people working over here. Henry, Billy apes are dangerous. And now, Henry, do you know that they're recently discovered in the last 20 years, say, maybe more, I don't know, in that area, modern day. I think that's interesting. You know what I mean? What's this? The orangutan newly discovered and most endangered. 2017, bruh. He almost sounds intelligent, and then he goes surfboard on me. Louisiana, it was spotted last I'm reading, he says. Yeah, I think that's great. I love seeing the audience interact like this. Good stuff. Oh,
look at that.
Wow. Is that the night Billy ape? Hey,
he looks like a retired porn star.
Yeah, he goes by Willie ape.
Willie.
Oh boy.
Nestled deep within the wilderness of the Congo Basin, the Bondo ape stands at the crossroads of legend and scientific reality. Once seen only in a fleeting glimpse, this creature has become the focal point of intense curiosity. Really?
Sounds familiar.
Right? So, yeah. Whoop! Wow.
Interesting.
Sexy pose. Right, Arthur? Huh? Arthur's sending up his digits. Leading the charge into the unknown, a dedicated team of dudes and scientist dudes embarked on a journey to track down this elusive primate. Their quest, what does it say? And in the whatever, I can't read all of it. Application of scientific methods, unravel the truth behind the mystery of the ape. Look at that. Look at that, dude. Like you said, I'm trying to click that X out of my way, but it doesn't work on my screen. It's like me stepping on the brakes to stop the car you're driving. Often described as a large bipedal primate. What?
Dude, keep reading, actually.
The Bondo ape, also known as the Billy ape, is said to resemble a cross between a gorilla and a human. Wow.
Keep going.
I'm
Yes,
getting
it's-
it. It's hard to read. If it's so easy for you to read, go ahead, Wojo.
This has led to speculation about its connections to cryptids like Bigfoot or the Yeti. Boom. The term Bondo references a region in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where many sightings have been reported. Billy refers to a specific area within the Bondo region known for its dense, unexplored forests. It's great, baby.
Dude,
So that
photos,
look at
pictures
that.
like that make me question what we're doing in the woods looking for like giant apes.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, pictures like that make it more important to bring someone slower than me into the woods with me.
that ain't me, Rich.
Yeah.
I'm fast as lightning, as we discussed.
You probably are, but I will cheat. No,
I've seen your machete, dude. Well, Tanya Harding on me or something.
I got a knocker. My luck, they'll get there and be like, we hate redheads. Get the brown guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. They have no soul.
Yeah, they have no soul. Look at that. I mean, everybody looking at this, look at what you're experiencing right here on this show right now is research, okay? This is research together with all of you right now. We are doing a quest for facts, and we just found a bunch of them. And I think they're quite enlightening, and I find this very bad. This is all a surprise to me as well. This has evolved into the show. This is why I have a guest like Mike Trainor here, a co-host like Wojo, a producer like Bobby Lee, and everybody on the side, because I get so amped up and excited about this. Look at that thing right there. That is real. That is 100% factual. What, you mean to tell me there's not one a little bit more intelligent, maybe a little more evolved and 8 feet tall? That's what, maybe I don't know, 4 feet taller than this guy. I have no idea, but I'm just saying, right? So now we've brought it to this point. All we got to do is go up a little bit and out a little bit, right? Let's go see where he sleeps. Does he make nests? Does he build huts? Does he bend tree branches? I mean, what the fuck else has he got to do in the woods? Play Xbox?
Throws rocks, probably. All these sorts of things.
Fortnite.
Clack. Bobby Lee, thank you for that. That was huge.
Yeah, that was huge.
That
But also, too, like, I mean, I had a few other ones, but I mean, all I'm going to say is
Right.
that the few that I have is the Attenborough long-beaked and cheetah. Okay, there's only like one of only 3 species in its genus that they lay eggs, aside from the platypus. They're the only mammals to do so. They have protective keratinous spines and have the prominent snout that they eat insects. But they were described and collected in 1961, and they have not been seen since. But in November of 2023, it's funny that we keep bringing it up, 2023 or 2000, in the 2000s now, that there was footage captured in his home in the Cyclops Mountains of Indonesia, more than 60 years after it was seen. So, and my last one is the Victorian grassland earless dragon. That was in Australia. It's an Australian lizard that was seen more than 50 years ago. But then they found one in 2023. So, Mike, my question to you is like all these things that we're bringing up, and we're just like finding out now. So maybe like way back when the research, the technology was different. Maybe we just didn't have enough people to stick to their guns on these creatures that that we thought they were extinct. Do you think that we just modernized like the technology and everything, that now we're starting to find more and more of these creatures from the depths here?
I think it has a lot of reasons, but part of it is probably because there's a bigger effort to go out and discover things like that, and that effort is what better funded than it was decades ago or whatever. So there's more money in it. There's more people that are interested in it, and there's with the effort to better assess nature in the world and the earth, so that we can make sure we're not destroying it at a rapid pace. Like I think the effort's there, but also technology is there too, and that genetics has improved and is improving like every day. So,
Right.
The technology in genetics and genetic testing.
But also the elusiveness of these creatures that there's bees, there's a specific finch, like birds that we're starting to find, excuse me. I just believe like these creatures have been so elusive that, it's tough to find them from,
Mhm.
with the research and all, but isn't it kind of like Bigfoot?
No, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
like we keep going
And
back
that's my
to
point.
is that most of these aren't intelligent beings that are able to assess our behavior and then therefore
Right.
avoid us.
And that's why they've been so hard to find all these years. Now we're discovering, I don't know, the past like 20 years and, and so on and so forth, and new species too. So
there have been, so many species that have come and gone that we will never know about,
right.
because of the rate of fossilization is so low, I think. And, we've been on this planet for such a minute portion of its existence that, it's tough to say really what we're missing. But even if we go back to primates, human ancestors and other hominins and things like that, there may be 20 or so genetically different species that they've categorized, but there are hundreds of thousands potentially in between there that we won't have known about too. And so that goes back to like the coelacanth, where, we had a fossil record of a different genus of coelacanth, because the current ones aren't even the same genus as the fossil that we had. But they just happen to look the same. So that's probably even closer to Bigfoot, where we have these upright, hairy, bipedal creatures in the fossil record, but they've all become extinct or whatever until they're knocking on Rich's back door.
Well, so like Rich's back door. So, Richie had, like these so-called, these encounters, let's say. And let's just say, you just stop and not even bother. So when you stop and not even bother, you're not going to get the research on it. So what happens is people are going to say, how can you believe in Bigfoot if you don't even know? Well, you got to put the boots on. You got to keep going out in these woods. You keep finding these facts, tree structures, rock lacquer, whatever it is that is out there. And it's not like people are going to say, hey, there's a Bigfoot in my backyard. People think, they'll be crazy. Well, people don't even want to talk about it at all.
Or most people aren't even aware that it is a Bigfoot. How many people are saying it's an owl or a woodpecker or something? Because Bigfoot doesn't even cross the mind of someone until they see it, and then they think, "Oh, these years of activity in our homestead must have been Sasquatch or whatever." It all makes sense now that I saw one running across the backyard.
Right, and that's why I think that this show is like very important to see how everything, these facts that we just that we talked about, about these extinct animals and stuff, just reflects upon cryptids and stuff that you just never know.
So many possibilities and so many ranges. And like Mike just again brought up another point, like even for me, it was years of things happening out back, walking around, tree breaking, this branches breaking. I've heard more than one set of footfall at one time, way off in the distance in my backyard, going, who the hell's out there? Because there wasn't ever a path there or anything like that. It was just all woods. It was very thick and hard and swampy, and skunk cabbage everywhere, and low branches where you had to break through them like this to get to the other side of them. And, and just wondering. And then all of a sudden these things really amped up and got closer to me. And like Mike just said, like all of a sudden, watching one run across. Well, I didn't have that, but I had the tree snap and fall and watch, part of it come down, and the banging on the tree at nighttime right outside my camper, and, getting things thrown at me, randomly, you know what I mean? Like just an acorn while I'm standing on these pine trees, just things like that started going boom, 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 light bulb, light bulb, light bulb, light bulb, light bulb, until I was lit up like a Christmas tree, and I put it all together. And so that theory, I'm making the point that theory that you just said, where all of a sudden it kind of just comes to fruition, where you're like, oh my God. So all that time that I heard all those noises out back, all that walking around, all those little branches breaking, big branches breaking, trees snapping, it all made sense. It all made sense.
That's what made you as a researcher, Rich.
That's why I'm here.
And you might not have connected the dots, having not seen one yourself, without having exposed yourself to some of the other shows like your own, right, where people talk about this kind of stuff, and it's like, oh, maybe this has something to do with this crazy subject that really can't exist at all.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything
no, I
down to
totally
the
do.
structures and stuff. So
Yeah, no, it's totally right. But and for me, I could have put myself in a lot of spots, you know what I mean? But I'm a survivor too. I was a street kid, man. I had to live on the streets and not get killed, right? So I didn't just go, hey, there's noises out there. What are you doing out there? You know what I mean? I'm not like that. I'm not gonna do that. I got children to think about, you know what I mean? There were times where I wanted to run towards it, but then I'd be like, oh, wait a minute. There'd be other times where I would start going towards it, and then a flight would kick in. I didn't feel safe. It was like an emulated fear. Like I would be close. And there were times where I was flanked by him, where I did go out to the game trail, and I was like, oh, shit, I shouldn't have done this. And I knew I was in a bad spot and had to back up slowly. Because I don't know if anybody knows, don't turn around and run. It's still an animal at some point. It's still until I can find out otherwise, right? So I would always back up to my game trail. I'd be like going slow so I could see. I don't want anything watching me run and chase me. But there were those types of thoughts. Those are real things that happened to me, real moments in time that's my history now. And you watch these things happen, and then you stop putting them all together. And like I said, I had Crystal Panic on the show a couple weeks ago, and she said, to be honest with you, just hearing the voices in the conversation, that would have put me at 100%. As a believer, because she's seen them and she believes, she's a knower in a sense. And but you've heard them talking. And I'm like, yeah, I have. I heard them with Dave McCullough and the other lady. And we were all standing there. That's real. That really happened. That's not bullshit. She says that should put you at 100%. But I just want to be careful and scientific and as jumpy as I can get. I want to see it to be 100%. I think saying I'm a 95%er is more than fair. I think it's the right way to research. I think it's the right way to do all this stuff, right? So when you tie in the conversations, these are all 100% what we just shared with you. We just shared everything is 100%. It's all fact. It's all documented. It's all fact, right? So build up your circumstantial evidence. You go out in the woods, build up your circumstantial evidence. Look around you. Ask yourself questions. Listen.
How about this? Does anybody have any questions out there?
Oh, well, we got some comments. I know you don't want to listen to me and all, but that's fine. But whatever, co-host. Weld up a rebar cage and keep open and small the entry door. I don't want to. No, I'm not doing that, Henry. This is Henry.
What?
Lock solid.
Is this a shop or what?
He's like, what's this? This is on Etsy. Once caught, add food and water, dish with poles. Yes, it would be a big cage. It would work. Henry's been thinking a lot lately, Wojo.
I know. Has he been watching Jaws on TV?
No, he's been watching us in the fucking woods, and this is what you get after that. Henry's like, how can I get him if he's there?
Yeah.
Wojo, the problem is that most people don't know how to do research. You're right.
I agree.
They're too busy shitting and bitching at each other. It's stupid. Rather than go telling me that that ain't real, this, that, and the other thing, tell me something that I can put together with it. Then what is real to you? What is your real? Tell me. Right? Just tell me that. And I will take it as your opinion or something that you have put boots on and you have gone out into the woods and you have educated yourself and at least give me the hypotheses. That's an educated guess in case you're not educated enough to know. So anyways, so if you want to do that, then we can have a conversation. But don't look at me and say, oh, that ain't true. That ain't real. Blah, blah, blah. How come this? How come that? How come this? Tell me what you have. Tell me what you have. If you don't have anything about the subject except what I just said, you're not a researcher and you just here to troll people, right? That's the way I look at it. Tell me what you have.
Arthur, what I can for myself, I mean, I've been a deer hunter pretty much all my life and being around the woods and you just look around and you just try to find things that are like unnatural. And when I was like with Richie, and I found a lot of that out in Western Mass. And the researching part was, what am I looking at? How is it, how is it like, a tree, like, bent over? You start from bottom up and then then you look around other trees, see any big limbs that fell down or what have you. It's just, I'm not a professional by any means. It's just kind of like common sense, as of like, kind of like know your surroundings. And, with Richie or with Mike, you have that discussion. You start from the ground up. The ground up is just, all right, what are we looking at? How did it happen? What do you think that happened? And you take it from there. And that's the research I've been learning.
And I think an open mind is just as important, because you'll miss so many things and so many leads, if you're just going to dismiss things left and right. And I just think back to how much evidence I've, very specifically, that I, would consider good evidence that I would just dismiss, because at the time I thought there was no way that these things are real and walking around our backyards or no. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
Good point.
I'm sorry, real quick, but I've watched Mike's mind open up since I've known him. And you
most definitely.
Yeah, you'll admit that yourself, because you've done the research, right? And gathered information, right? Go ahead with your point, but I just wanted to say that out loud, because that's crucial.
Well, right. Just in terms of like, the amount, going back to structures, the amount of people that say they have structures and experiences on their property, yet prominent researchers will just dismiss them off the bat. And, I know more than one person who's got a potential photo of a Sasquatch because they took pictures of tree structures, right? And they just happen to be peering from a tree from behind it. And I don't think that that's coincidental at all. And I also think it dictates how many of these things are out there, just literally like playing with us, most of us, and only very few are aware.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. And that's something that, it's become my war cry is structures, and I get it. And like you said, and they just dismiss them, but I don't think this is something that we can afford to dismiss anything. I think we got to turn over every rock. We got to send every poop to the lab, so to speak, and try to figure out what's out there. Right. I mean, think about it. There's different trees on my property that are chewed up differently. We've been looking at a lot of different square, like teeth chewing, and they're up here. They're not like, I can't see a beaver climbing up, hanging upside down, trying to eat a tree when he can just eat the one on the ground or eat the bottom of the tree. It's just all these weird different things that are going on. Why are we dismissing anything in a field we claim to know nothing about?
And that's why I'm fully open to the woo, you know what I mean? Because there's enough people talking about it that, if you dismiss it, you could be just closing yourself off from an entire aspect of this whole thing.
Right.
Not to mention, it kind of parallels some of the stuff we're learning about the human body and some of the human, capabilities. So,
yeah,
would I think that they were interdimensional or whatever 2 or 3 or 4 years ago? No, and I still don't, but that'd be cool, right? And I'm open to it because I know that extra dimensions likely do exist.
Mm-hmm.
And vibration and frequency are a thing, and where all that. So who knows,
Right. And like Bobby Lee just brought up too, it's kind of funny you said that. I think infrasound is why we never get too close. It gives a sense of terror or fear. And I got to be on, and we've been in the woods and you've had that moment where you did feel that, where you were just like, oh my God, like for me, I've been, especially when you're alone, it seems obviously it works better, right? You can't really you can't get your guts up while bouncing one off your boy. Yeah, we all right? Yeah, we're good. We okay? Yeah, we're good. We're bad.
Bunch of knuckleheads.
But you're out there by yourself. And like I said, I've had a certain point in my yard up my game trail. It opens up. You guys have been there, and it opens up to an open area. And I get to that point, but I won't walk beyond by myself the birch tree that's broken and perfectly level with the ground, just laying in a tree. It's like I almost know, but it's like I don't know. I don't know if it's because I walk up to it and I always go, something with thumbs hung that up, and it wasn't me. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Or if it's just that infrasound, like Bobby Lee said. That's anything that stuff is possible, right?
And there's also some people out there who will like hang an EMF reader over a structure and see that it gives off different reading than should be typical.
Yeah, that's
right. So and I don't know how verifiable this kind of stuff is, but maybe they are, points of interest for different energies and things like that. And maybe that's why the Bridgewater Triangle is right. We know that about the energy here, both geologically and also, historically, if you will.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And their energy has a lot to do with everything. So, you can research till you're blue in the face or whatever. You can, piss on whoever's researching or whatever, but you can actually look it up, and energy's fact. That's just the way it goes, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. some natives will suggest you don't even move a rock from its spot, right? Because that's its home or whatever. So
yeah,
Yep.
And I agree with that, dude.
Yeah.
I agree with that. You see me with structures. I don't mess with their structures.
Yeah, right.
I don't like to. And when I go back afterwards, and now the 40-foot X is broken. I don't know if you're updated on that. The Dream Catch is broken. I don't know if you're updated on that. And I feel bad, like, because I was there looking at it, that they destroyed it. You know what I mean? And not that they would have left it there forever, because not many of them have been around forever. They just suddenly appear one day. I go out there and I'm like, what the hell? Like, that 40-foot X was totally crazy, because Matt Shearer was coming for WBZ to do his story and with me. And we went out there, and like a little bit prior, just to kind of get a lay of the land and check my photos, see if there's anything matched up. And there was a 40-foot X standing there. It was just like, I was like this. And I had just been out there less than 2 months prior, and I would have noticed it, because at the end of my game trail where that opening is that I don't go by, where the birch tree stands here across, the 40-foot X was 30 feet to the left. It was right there. You couldn't miss it. So I knew it wasn't there. You know what I mean? So
and it's a dozen times I've heard, someone, and, over listening to hundreds or thousands of stories, people say that these structures show up and then they're disappeared.
Yeah.
And that also correlates with some activity and things. And one guy recently said that some of them very distinctly, are safe havens for families and things like that. Like, they're territory markers. So,
right.
I'm not going to agree with that 100%, but the correlation sometimes does mean causation or whatever.
Well, Mike, like, me and Rich found like these like two somewhat huts out in his backyard, and we took pictures when we discovered it, and then we took pictures when we came back with snow on the ground at the time. Jess was there, and it's like they broke the tree that was leaned over on part of the hut, and we're like, wow, what happened here? So on and so forth. And then we just came back, and the whole thing was demolished. I mean, demolished. And I don't know. I just wondered that if humans are just hanging around there at their whatever they built, I wonder if they just take it down and show anger. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they may take it down if they know you're onto them too. I was talking to Rich about maybe some of these structures are for them to kind of entice us and see which ones of us are aware to them.
Right.
But maybe other ones are just watching because they have a sentinel or whatever, and they need to be safe. And they see you looking into that stuff, and they're going to say, they know we're here, right? This is a sign that they're obviously onto, so let's dismantle it. It's for the same reason that they've been known to swipe away their footprints if they notice someone's like, oh, we're looking at these footprints and we came back to cast them, and they had been, swept away with something.
Right.
So,
and it's like Richie's 40-foot X. I mean, it was just like trashed. But then he found teepees behind it where it wasn't there before.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a lot of different things out back, and over by the 40-foot X, actually last time I did a scaniverse of it, we actually found, what was it, 17 and a half, almost 18 inches.
Yeah.
It looked like something stepped on the edge of like a moss mound, right? And it was, over dirt. And you could see the heel slide, and the toe was stuck into the ground. You could put your finger into the ground where it was. I got pictures of it and scanned it. I'll actually send them to you.
And broken sticks too, Rich.
Yeah, right. Inside the footprint was sticks, because I don't like to clean them out, but when you can't get a cast of them anyways, I'd rather investigate them and kind of see what's in there. And you could see where it stepped. There was broken sticks inside there and everything. So you knew something did step on it.
Mm-hmm.
You could see the heel slide down. You couldn't see the toes and everything else and call it a foot. But I was like, dude, what is that? You know what I mean?
Right.
We checked out. I said, dude, put your finger in the big toe hole. You can feel the pressure. And I always feel the pressure on the ground. So if I walk up to it, it's soft. You know what I mean?
It was like, pretty much like almost like right about here. It was deep.
Yeah, it was deep. And it was, I would say, without the slide, it was probably what we've been seeing. We've now seen 5 or 6 of these impressions that are 17 inches long. Right around the same one.
Yeah, I've seen a slide, a print that kind of seemed like a slide in a very small wooded area where I've since found some sign and stuff like that. And back at a time when I was dismissive of the whole thing, and I could send you pictures too, but these slides are something to consider because they also can change the dynamic of the footprint as well. But that was a good point about like looking at sticks getting shoved into the ground, because I've got a photo of a print where there's a stick that's hovering above the depth of the print, but you can see where it had been punctured down into the soil below, but then it popped back up when the foot was lifted. And these are the kinds of things that a lot of people dismiss, but a single deer hoof is rarely going to break, depending on the size of the stick or whatever, but that's an important component.
No, I think so. I think going in there and, kind of, when you can't get a cast, you're not going to be able to cast this thing. And there was nothing there. There was leaves. And the only thing at the top that was dirt was the hill up top. Mm-hmm. And, my first reaction is if you guys are out there and you can't get a cast and take it home, there's an app called Scaniverse, all one word, SCANI verse. And Alex Petikoff turned me on to it. And it's pretty awesome. And I could scan it and try to get an idea of it and see the depth from the sides and everything else. But I kind of dove in there and was looking for broken sticks and things like that to make sure it was the impression I thought of. Not only that, we've been documenting approximately 17-inch impressions. I don't want to call them prints because the only print I think we saw was the one in the snow. I would call that a print that I have next to the baseball bat on my YouTube. That you could see toe separation in, okay? And I believe that's the same character. And that's what I'm saying that. So if they're all the same size, right around, just about right at 17 inches, Sky was there with us and he saw the chew marks in the tree and what looked like blood on the tree. And there's 3 trees now that are like that, by the way. I sent that off to the Vogel brothers. They're not sure what it was. They first had a thought because a certain animal acts that way. It was a woodpecker of sorts. But then when we showed them that it was blocky, then
looks like corn on the cob. Like when you're eating corn, just with your teeth marks at the after you eat it, that's what it looked like.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, no. I went on a Forks, Washington Bigfoot trip. Yeah, definitely. Arthur's coming on the show, man. Arthur, you got to come on the show. Send us a message, brother. I want to get you on the show and talk about your book because that's a paranormal mix too. So, Arthur's an interesting. You're all interested. I love everybody that's here hanging out with us. Right? Aren't they cool though? They're always. Yeah. Like we just did an hour and a half of research together. Like everybody right here, right now, did an hour and a half research together, and we discovered something. That learning about that ape just blew my mind.
Yep.
I find that mind blowing. That ape's just running around, right? What's this? I have picked up a night vision, a thermal monocular, and a recorder, and 2 bear sprays. So this is what I carry. No good. Hey, whatever you can do to research, you get out there and do it. But the best thing that you're going to have as a researcher is you. You are going to be the one to document. You are going to be the one to use the equipment properly. You are going to be the one who listens. You know what I mean? If you want to get a leg up on research, honestly, not that we're anything special, but you watch like maybe me. I know Mike and I haven't been out in a while in Wojo, but we will soon. But me and Wojo are going to be out tomorrow. I'm going to live stream it. And the reason why I do that is because you participate. Henry knows, D Hoot knows. They've both been there on the research, on the trips. And you guys hear things that I still haven't heard that whistle. You know what I mean? So, you can hear things or you can actually like validate things, not just the recording itself and we're on video, not just that, but as a human validation that you can do. And you might learn something different in the research field, right? Not anything special. I'm not saying we're special, but everybody does things differently, right? You might say, oh, I didn't think of that. So the next time you go out, you'll do that. And that's why I watch these other researches, all these other documentaries. That's why I started watching Alex Petikoff. That's why I even watched the Sasquatch Stereo guy. You know what I mean? I watch it. He has some cool techniques and ideas. You know what I mean? So everybody has something that you could pick from cafeteria style and put on your plate. And then you become a better researcher that way. You know what I mean? And then there's the people that, you go, oh, not doing that. That's fine. You know what I mean? There's some that I don't. I'm like, oh, that's weird. What time tomorrow? That's a great question. It will be in the afternoon. I have a very busy day. Me and Wojo has church. I have softball. My son has to go to his mom's. So we decided somewhere, I think around like 1:32 or something, Woj.
I thought you said 2 or 2:30. Either or.
Yeah.
So Sky, if you're watching, just be at my house at 1:00. How's that?
Yes. Oh, well, sorry. Is she
This
asking
guy's
what
gonna come
time?
tomorrow.
Because Future Ghost Paranormal of New Jersey just gave her a 7 p.m. Did I step on you? If you got a show tomorrow night or something, Future Ghost, just put it up here and I'll post it on the screen so everybody can read it. I mean, Arthur's only building cages with rebar to get Bigfoot, by the way. So you know. Arthur, I'm living in Washington and I was hiking. Oh, okay. In Republic last weekend. We saw some bones that someone thought could be Bigfoot remains. What the? Is that my producer?
Is that Bobby Lee that we know?
All right. Time out. Listen, before I wrap this show up, Bobby Lee.
Time out.
All right, time out.
Look at this info drop here.
Yeah, get up here. All right, stop talking in the chat. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And why am I learning about this now on the side?
I told you I went out in actual Bigfoot country 3 hours north from where I live now. I live in the desert.
I don't recall the conversation about the possibility of Sasquatch bones being found. Sorry, my bad.
I got pictures. But I can't explain why she would say it was Bigfoot and not wolves. So I need to get her on to explain it better. Because
is it one of the other
bones. It was like a rib cage, a whole thing. But she hikes almost daily, multiple times a week.
You know what you should do? You should go on a podcast and talk about it. Maybe some experts will point you in the right direction.
Yeah, but who?
He's here right now.
Where would I go? Where would
I don't know. You can go gone.
You can go. What is this, the Gong Show?
Where's the pictures?
I can grab them if you want right now, but I can't explain why.
Put them on.
I can't.
It was kind of in jest. She didn't know that I did this. She just, because we were talking about wolves, bears, and then she goes, haha, maybe it was Bigfoot. And then I was like, oh, my ears perked up. Why do you
be talking another Banter?
Well, we might be. Yeah, we might be able to look at it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Give me a second.
Okay, there you go. And what's this deal at 1 p.m.? Who's this guy?
My brother.
Yeah,
he's
well,
come tomorrow.
I know who he is. It wasn't definite. You know.
Oh, we're going out, but he's just going to come over my house at that time, and then I'll find out the rest from you.
Yeah, I'm trying to work it out, man. I'm trying to get my daughter to come over and get Max back and forth for me, so I can just go out until fucking 5 o'clock and not be bothered. You know what I mean? Well, look, Henry, look at Henry. Does the bones look like our bodies? Wolves are much different.
That was my question.
Richie, I'll be looking for the ladies'
Oh,
night.
gee, that's funny.
Wait. Dude, my producer, Bobby Lee, is in charge of that stuff. She has a whole ladies' night thing out there that we had on Printful. I pretty there's got to be a V-neck in there, right? Bobby Lee, is there a V-neck with the ladies' night theme on there? Ladies like the V-necks for the clavage. You know what I mean?
I can look if we don't have it up there already because we switched over to a new site.
No, I know. But if it's there, we can get it either way for D Hoot and Sam. They want to purchase those. You know what I mean? We can figure it out.
Go to RichieB.com. If it doesn't have what you want, message me and I'll get it up there.
Yeah. So what it is the again, I haven't run a banner. My co-host keeps forgetting to remind me the one job I gave him. I'll know whether or not if the bones are of any native animals. Oh, well, there you go. See, we might know somebody. So here. There you go. That's our new merch store, banterwithrichieb.com. Go on there. We are moving stuff over. We're learning how to do the AI designs and things like that and move them over. Mike, where'd you get that shirt so I could copy it? No, it's good. I'm not a scumbag like that, but I like it.
It's an Etsy shop. It's called I Know Squatch, and they got lots of good stuff.
I like that.
I got
you should put the Richie B logo like right underneath it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that don't go stealing designs or anything, but because they're a creative team, so they come up with these designs and things like that.
Yeah, I don't do that. Is that a stand up? Is that a stand up cage or a lay down cage?
That looks like some sort of canine or something.
Yeah. What's the front of it though? What's the left side of it? Is that a face?
Let me see if I can. I took a couple pictures.
It's hard to tell. I got it enlarged. It's.
I mean, I can't imagine it's a Sasquatch. That's for sure.
Just so we know, we have
not that it was a Sasquatch. That it was.
No, but what was it? Yeah, what was it?
Right.
The evidence of why it was consumed by a Sasquatch and not wolves.
Oh, Oh, so we're looking for certain breaks and not chew marks and shit. Like kind of like. So, Mike, we went out to the River Street one. I think I told you that we found a bone that was a leg bone that was broken clean.
Yeah, for sure.
It was
we
clean.
talked about like the marrow and stuff too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It was an absolute clean break just sitting there. And then like 10 feet away, you could see the skull of whatever was eaten too. It was a deer, right? Right, Woj? Is that what we did?
Yeah, I mean, it was like in pieces. Just it was just all over the place.
There's a guy.
If we don't go out tomorrow, the next time you can, I'll be ready to go. No, we're going out tomorrow, bro. I'm gonna make it happen. Don't worry about it. Even if I have to leave and come back, it doesn't matter. We're going.
Even the fans are antsy to get out there and
we're gonna get out. Listen, we're going live tomorrow, man. I want you all to come join me on our live, and you got to see how our lives go. We have a lot of fun out there. We're very serious researchers. Everybody adds their element to it. We're all part of the investigation. D Hoot will tell you that. Henry will tell you that. We all work together, man. It's just that you get to be at home and we're all putting the miles in. That's all. You're researching too at that point. Sky, what do you see with this animal here? Is that the only picture you got? Producer,
no, I've got more. I'm working on it.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Because I thought, we need more research into this.
Hey, Rich, there's a guy named Mitchell Townsend who actually wrote a paper on bones, and they found like stacked bones with teeth marks in them, and you like measured the teeth and all that, and they seem to be just like super large human teeth. So
really?
I think investigating bones is important. Yeah, look into it. It's pretty cool.
I will. What's his name?
Mitchell Townsend.
Okay, Mitchell
He
Townsend.
might be like, I think he's a PhD guy somewhere, maybe.
All right, cool. Looks to be possibly a coyote or fox. Just cannot see the head. Yeah, she's got some more pictures coming in a sense. But I think it may be, too, what we're talking about is the way it's been eating as opposed to is it a Bigfoot on the ground? You know what I mean?
I was confused at first.
Yeah, no. It could be either. Well, you look at either one, don't you? That's the way I look at it, right? You think of it both ways, right? Your first reaction is, God, I hope that's a Sasquatch. Oh, God, I hope a Sasquatch ate that. You know what I mean? So, so that's kind of what you do. You know what I mean? Well, Bobby Lee, thank you for keeping secrets from the Bigfoot people in the community. You're really good at that.
I can't explain why she believed the evidence was Bigfoot consumption and not normal bones in the middle of the woods. So I can't tell you, but if she comes on, I'm sure she'd have a better explanation.
I mean, I'm no expert, but I mean, I believe like if there's an animal on the ground, let's say if it was a Bigfoot, I think he'd probably like rip the rib cage apart and eat it like a spare rib, you know?
Well, I think the key to all this thing is kind of like what Mike just said, bites and the size of the bites, obviously the teeth marks and stuff like that. I think that's brilliant. And then obviously the breaks and how they're broken. Like the leg that we found was not shattered like something had a like strength.
It's like it went to the bone marrow, you know?
It was just snap. When you snap something fast, you can tell the difference. When you're out in the woods and you see a tree that's just it almost looks like the molecules have been reconstructed, right? That's a fast break. When you see it with all these bindings and rips in it, that's a slow break. And you can tell that difference. And I know I've learned that since being out in the woods, that if something pulls something fast, it breaks differently than if it's pulled slowly. So if a leg is broken fast, it's going to break differently than if it's broken slowly. You know what I mean? Things shatter more and fracture more when it's slowly ripped, or differently and not more. And then if you break it like that, it'll shatter. To me, I can tell the difference. I can walk up to a tree break and go, damn, that thing was snapped. You can almost tell one pull, right? I got pictures of it because one happened, not even a football field away from me. What is that weird ass shit coming into my screen right now?
So Mike, like the bone that he's talking about, it was by like a what do you call it, Richie? A pine grove area, and it was like loaded of these tree structures that were just fascinating that we took pictures of, and where these bones were really like not even 50 yards away.
No, they were closer than that even.
Yeah, I think closer than that, but I was just.
No, I hear you being fair. I got you. No, I think it's something that, needs to be considered. So what we've done here tonight, and I'm going to go through it real quick as we close up. What we've done here tonight is try to open your mind up to the possibilities, right? We have shown you facts, yes, but we're still not saying like, this is Sasquatch, it's a fact, blah, blah. We're trying to say if all these things that are possible, all this amazing discussion and research we all just did together as a team, everybody on the side, Mike, everybody I mentioned, We did all this stuff together. We had a great conversation. This has been an amazing show for me. One of my favorites, honestly. And it evolved into that, right? It's been amazing, right? Definitely older. Oh, okay. It's evolved into that. It's been an amazing show for me. I learned so many things tonight. Like I've learned so many things tonight. That ape, I had no idea. I had no idea. And the comparison to where it's upright and running at you like that is nuts. It's in control of its body while running upright, right? So totally, and discovered recently, basically, mind blowing. If that isn't the pinpoint of tonight's conversation, I don't know what would be. Quick shout out to my boy C Dubs. What up, C Dubs? Down there in South Carolina. How you doing, boy? Get you some of that. That's my buddy there. He's one my fifth born son, Joshua, is named after. That's my buddy down in South Carolina, Joshua. What's up, Joshua? Yeah, so I think it's been an amazing show tonight. I think you all have added, as usual, something amazing to this conversation. I think we need to stay on top of this type of thinking, put the red-haired giants from Lovelock Cave together, understand the Paiutes and their studies and their writings about the giants, look at the extinction and them coming back, or us rediscovering them, or them going away and then coming back, or one being on a mainland and then stuck in an island forever, 400 years. Think of all these crazy things. And one of the other things I was looking up and reading about, which I found phenomenal, the oldest living creature basically on the earth, they believe to be a Greenland shark, right? Do you understand? You know that, Mike, right?
Yeah.
Ocean guy, right? That's what they
up
say.
There with some of them, yeah.
Yeah, they say it's 300. Well, it's a mammal, so maybe the older living mammal. Would that be?
Well, they're fish.
Fish, more proper. I'm sorry. Would that be more proper?
Mammals, yeah.
No, I know. I'm sorry. I said it wrong. As a fish, would that be more proper saying it was the oldest living fish?
Oh, yeah, probably.
It's the size of a whale, right, Mike?
They can get real big, yeah.
Like really, really big.
Oh, yeah, they're big. Yeah, so it's believed to be 393 years old. What the did I just say? Imagine just floating around like a clown for 400 years. Like,
dude, it's so dark where they live too. Like,
yeah,
they don't see anything. It's just
they don't do much, man. They don't
cold,
do much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting there. Relax, everybody. It's getting late. I got to get to my son's baseball game. So, they're all picking on me now. No, you guys have been awesome, and you just squatched. What do you mean you just squatched? You come into the show late night and throw in there, I just squatched. Oh wait, you took a poop?
That's what I was wondering.
That's what. Yeah. Did you just squatch? My thoughts exactly, Bobby. Blah blah blah. I'm getting out and hiking. I'm an hour from Bigfoot territory. You're not an hour from Bigfoot territory. It's all around you.
Yep.
You mean shock? Yeah, I mean shock. Horseshoe crab is the oldest living fossil. Thank you, Bobby Lee. Older than even a tortoise, which lives to be a few hundred years old. Arthur, great show. Thank you for being here. She's in the desert, no trees. Doesn't mean Bigfoot doesn't exist in the desert because there's no trees.
Plenty of them, yeah.
Plenty of
water.
If
there's water there, they'll be there.
There's water there. She lives right on water. There's probably one right outside her door right now. It's older than the United States and Canada. You guys are kick-ass, man. I love all this stuff. Thank you all. Thank you. Wojo and I will be live tomorrow on YouTube. Please join us. Watch for the notifications. If you go on the YouTube channel, you just hit notify. So when I go live, me and Wojo are out in the woods, you're going to see it. It'll send you a notification, okay? Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure, what did I do? Where'd the QR code thing go, Bobby Lee? Oh, Bobby Lee. Damn it. Where'd it go? Oh, it's in the
She's out in the desert.
Oh, there it is. It's in the promo. I went back to the promo thing, but I never took it out of the back of the studio. I don't know why it just went on its own. That must have been the producer. But anyways, listen. There it is right there. Hit that QR code on your phone, man. You can follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Banter with Richie B on Facebook. And then you can go over to like and subscribe to the YouTube, man. We got to get that YouTube going so we can start, really producing some stuff so we can be out in the woods more. We got to be out in the woods more. And then you got to go buy some merch so I can be out in the woods more. We got out in the woods more. And then we might be able to find something together. Imagine us out there, me and Wojo, right, investigating. Mike Trainor comes out, right, makes his once-a-year guest appearance. You know what I mean?
It's gonna get better real soon, man.
I know, man.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to having you back, Mike.
Mike,
Yeah,
where can everybody?
Coming,
hey, Mike,
don't worry.
Mike, where can everybody find your stickers? Do you mind saying that? I know you're
No,
very
I don't
busy.
mind. Yeah, no, it's an Etsy shop. It's Snappy Turtle decals. Snappy Turtle, like snapping turtle.
Yeah.
And yeah, check them out. And if I don't have what you want, I'll make it for you.
Yeah. So Mike owns a sticker shop, man, a sticker business, a sticker company, man.
I got some this big one right here, actually.
Yeah.
So
he made me up a Jack Skeleton, man. That's huge for my cornhole boards and stuff. He does amazing work. I have a Harvey's Power Wash, my dragonflies he made me for my son. I have Bigfoot up there, and it's all my company colors. They say "ooh, people" and stuff. I'll bring them on the next show and show everybody.
Yeah.
But make sure you get over to Etsy and check out Snappy
Turtle. Yeah, there you go. Snappy Turtle. It's
I was gonna say it.
when you can't come up with a name, you just choose the dumb one. But also come out to the Bigfoot Fest at the Charming Fair Farm, right? I'll be there too.
Here it is, right here, everybody. Charming Fair Farm in Candia, New Hampshire, June 22nd and 23rd. Mike will be right next to me, man. I'm gonna keep an eye on his tent too, because he's gonna be solo and I'm gonna have a squad. So we're gonna make sure we all work together. Mike will be up there selling his stickers. We're gonna try to get together with some legends up there and go find Bigfoot while we're up there. That's gonna be pretty kick-ass. So make sure Mike will be there, and make sure you get over to Etsy and check out Snappy Turtle, man. He's got all kinds of cool stickers over there, and he can get them custom upon request. So make sure you go over there, tell your friends about it, and you can deliver them anywhere in the country, right?
Yeah, they're going everywhere, so just let me know.
Yep, there you go, man. See, we know some people, yo. So we're gonna get your information up, and we're gonna make him a banner, Bobby Lee. So we make sure we run Mike's banners all the time. So yeah, listen, my point was when we're out there researching, what if something just walks by the camera, dude? Like, you're part of that discovery. Like, that's a possibility when you got boots on the ground. And that's not a pipe dream.
I wanted to add too that anybody can make a discovery, because I've seen some people out there who are, they're a little like disconcerted that they don't have like a degree or whatever, and that doesn't matter at all, right? Look what Roger Patterson did. So just do the thing you want to do, and over time it'll pay off.
Yeah, 100%, man. So there you go. There's a lot of good advice. And if you want to go out virtual researching tomorrow, watch for that notification to come up. We will be out tomorrow in a new location. I'm super pumped about this location because it's not far from my location, and it makes a lot of freaking sense. And I wish I had discovered it a while ago, but I discovered it nonetheless, and that's all that matters. Thank you very much.
Richie, real quick before you do the official sign off.
Yes.
What he's saying about custom stuff for Snappy Turtle, we can do the same thing for Banter with Richie B. So again, back to the ladies' night stuff. If there's merch on there that you wanted specifically, like the V-neck, just reach out to me or Rich too.
Yes, but she's talking shirts. We don't do stickers. He's the guy that does stickers.
Yeah. Snappy Turtle stickers you want custom made, go to Mike.
Right. The
if
custom
you want like ladies' night or Banter with Richie B specific stuff, we can do that as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, producer. You've done an outstanding job tonight. Glad to have you back in action. You add such an element to this show that you have to understand how important you are. And that's why we want and love and need you here. So that was huge tonight. Thank you so much, Bobby Lee, for your great work. Thank you, everybody on the side. Mike Trainor, my good friend. I miss your face, bro. I'm so glad to see you, man.
Miss you guys. We'll do this soon.
Yeah, we're going to do this soon, and we're going to kick some ass up in New Hampshire, my brother. Let's get together and make a plan to hang out. We got a game plan right there, baby. We're going to have some fun. I cannot wait for that. So make sure, get over, like, subscribe. Make sure you get over to Etsy. Make sure all the stuff that we just told you, you go and do, and tell your friends about us. We'll be back next week at 6 p.m. Watch for my live update during the middle of the week to let you know exactly what we'll be talking about. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Banter with Richie B podcast. Thank you to my co-host Wojo for all his hard work and research and his amazing haircut and his amazing looks.
And buy the merch.
That's all.